Hello, welcome. Today I'm going to do Palo Alto network configuration. The goal for this lab is I'm going to do all type of initial configurations, especially for Palo Alto. So in this particular lab, I'm going to take you through how to connect to the firewall web interface, how to load the startup configuration, to set up DNS for the firewall, set up network time protocol NTP servers for the firewall. I'll also take you through how to configure login banner for the firewall, configure the permitted IP addresses for the firewall management, and also check for new Pan OS software. So let's begin. So I'm going to first to begin, you have to log into the computer that you want to use to connect your firewall. So imagine you have an Ethernet connection connected to the firewall and then you're on the same network. So in this case we are on the same network, so I'm going to double click on this browser and I'm going to connect to the firewall on this address. So this is the firewall management interface. Please proceed by clicking on advanced and proceeding. So over here then I'm going to log in with my default password and username. So the default username I'm going to use is admin and password is login. So you can see that this is the firewall interface. So this dashboard, and then you can see high availability, general information about the router. You can see management IP addresses 192.168.1.254, gateway is 192.168.1.1, the model, the serial number, all the different informations about the firewall is here. You can also see there's system logs, and there is one the admin that just logged in. All that information is here. So this is the dashboard. You can actually customize it to whatever you want to, using your widgets. You can do anything you want on this interface. So from here, then you have what we call the device itself. So under device, you can see that we have high availability and the setup configuration password. Look at all these stuffs that are available. Management is here, operation services interface. So in our case, we are going to load in a particular lab. So I'm going to click on load name snapshots. So let's do. So I'm going to load in lab 1. So this is going to load the configuration of the lab that I want to do in our sense. Okay. So but you can see there is also what networks. This is where you're going to perform your network interface configurations. There are zones. Zones are here. Interfaces are here. So Ethernet, VLANs, loopback tunnel, SD-WAN. All of these configurations are available. So you can see GRE IPsec tunnel. So monitoring, this is where you get to see your logs and see what's going on in your network. Threats, URL filtering, all of these are different things that we're going to be configuring in the future labs. Okay. Policies, this is where you configure policies to permit in and out, what traffic comes in and out of the network. So you can see that there is tags over here lower. You can see this tells you all the tags that you've done so far. Right now you can see that I loaded some configuration. That's why I said loaded complete status. I close that, and if I want to make changes, so for example, after I've loaded the configuration, I need to click on what commit. This commit, 1 second, let me minimize this a little bit more. So this commit will make the changes that I have made on so far. That is loading the new configuration. So you can see there is preview, so you can preview what kind of changes you're making, you see. So this is your existing configuration, and this is the configuration that you've made. You see the greens, everything that is green here is the changes that you've made. So so that's how you can preview your configuration. So commit, you just commit it and then just wait for it to load. So going forward, if we make any changes on the firewall, you will see that I'll click on what commit. Okay, so so you can check the task. You can see that commit is loading at the moment. Alright, so configuration is committed successfully. I'm going to close. So the first thing we're going to do is first update our DNS server addresses. Okay, DNS server addresses. So on this firewall, you have to make sure you are on devices. Okay, devices. So under devices, we're going to go into services. So devices, services, go into services, and then from there, so this is where you make changes. So from here, you can see the settings, little edit sign over here. Click on that. Then you can update whatever changes you need to make on this server. So on this, in this case, we're going to just say, let's say we want to update the DNS server to 888. So 8.8.8. Okay, then you can see that you can change this one to 192 as a secondary, 168.50.53. So this is going to be how it's going to be like. Then from there you can click on NTP, so network time, server. Let's say if you have a server that is you want to synchronize your timing from, so that's where that comes in from here. So let's say my server that I'm going to pull from is going to be from the pool.nt 0.pool.ntp.org. So that's a server address, and then the secondary server address I'm going to pull from is going to be 1.pool.ntp.org. Most of these are like internet service, internet time service. So once you're done, you click on OK, and you can see that the changes we've made are here. Primary is now 888 Google, and we also have the secondary as well. So basically that is it. As you can see that the network time as well is changed. So the first thing you've learned today is how to configure your DNS on your Palo Alto server, or Palo Alto server, whatever you want to call it. Okay. So once these changes are there, remember, in order for you to write these configurations, now say with Cisco, you can say what, write startup configuration to what, running configuration, but with this one you just say commit. So if I want to make the changes, I just click on what, commit, and commit. But I don't want to do that now because it's gonna waste time. Once I finish all the configurations, then I'll click on commit. Okay. So second, I'm going to do called configure the firewall settings. In this section, you will configure the general settings of the Palo Alto network firewall. You will verify the domain and set your location, time zone, and other things like that. So in that case, I'm going to go to setup. Again, we are in setup, then management. So this is where you do the management setup for that. So host firewall name, you can edit, edits. So this will help you make the changes. So edits. So always look for the wheelie sign, the wheel, the gear, whatever it is called. Okay. So from here we can, domain, if you want to connect to a particular domain, you can change that. And description, you can indicate. So this is like going to be like your banner message of the day, MOTD. So well, something of work came in, so I need to focus on that at the moment. Time zone. Then okay. Once you've made all the changes you want, you just click on OK. Okay. So also we can go to interfaces. You see there is management interface over here. You can click on that, and you can see this is where you can change the management interface address to whatever you want. Or you can make it DHCP, and you can see what services are allowed, HTTPS and the SSH. What is allowed, ping is allowed, all the services that are allowed. You can also disallow it from here and click OK. And also from here you can see that you can actually permit certain IP addresses to come inside. Okay, for example, let's say I want to add 192.168.24. I have to add the subnet mask, and that's it. This is how you add it. And you can actually add a description. Let's say MGT access from host. only. Click on OK. That's it. Then from here we can check the software, devices. So scroll down to the software on this side over here. You can see all the versions of software that are running. You can check for updates. So once you're done, you can see all the updates that are there. You can just commit changes. That's it. So this is how you connect to the management interface. Easy as that. So let me review that, because that is the core of this particular stream to help you get to management interface. So under management, so once you log in successfully, look for the dashboard and you can see there is devices. So under devices, you can go to what, setup. So under setup, there are interfaces. So from here, management, you can always change the IP address on the management. Also bear in mind that you can always log into the management using the SSH or Telnet. You can always log into any of that. So let's commit to the changes, and then and just wait for it. So as an introductory video, so this is going to be all for how to connect to the management interface, and then we'll proceed with the next lab soon.